What is EFT tapping? 5-step technique for anxiety relief. Medically reviewed by Deborah Rose Wilson, PhD. This is in healthline.com. EFT tapping focuses on tapping the 12 meridian points of the body to relieve symptoms of a negative experience or emotion. Emotional freedom technique is an alternative treatment for pain and emotional distress. It's also referred to as tapping or psychological acupressure. Though still being researched, EFT tapping is being used to treat people with anxiety and people with post-traumatic stress disorder or PTSD. How does EFT tapping work? Similar to acupuncture, EFT focuses on the meridian points or energy hotspots to restore balance to the body's energy. It's believed that restoring this energy balance can relieve symptoms of negative experiences or emotions may have caused. Based on Chinese medicine, meridian points are thought to be as areas of body energy flows through. These pathways help balance energy flow to maintain your health. Any imbalance can cause disease or sickness. Acupuncture uses needles to apply pressure to these energy points. EFT uses finger tapping to apply pressure. Proponents say that tapping helps you access your body's energy and sends signals to the part of the brain that controls stress. They claim that stimulating the meridian points through EFT tapping can reduce the stress or negative emotions you feel from your issue, ultimately restoring balance to your disrupted energy. EFT tapping in 5 steps. EFT tapping can be divided into 5 steps. If you have more than one issue or fear, you can repeat this sequence to address it and reduce or eliminate the intensity of your negative feeling. Number 1, identify the issue. In order for this technique to be effective, you must first identify the issue or fear you have. This will be your focal point while you're tapping. Focusing on only one problem at a time is purported to enhance your outcome. After you identify your problem area, you need to set a benchmark level of intensity. The intensity level is rated on a scale from 0 to 10, with 10 being the worst or most difficult. The scale assesses the emotional or physical pain and discomfort you feel from your focal issue. Establishing a benchmark helps you monitor your progress after performing a complete EFT sequence. If your initial intensity was 10 prior to tapping and ended at 5, you have accomplished a 50% improvement level. 3. The setup. Prior to tapping, you need to establish a phrase that explains what you're trying to address. It must focus on 2 main goals: acknowledging the issues, accepting yourself despite the problem. The common setup phase is, even though I have this fear or problem, I deeply and completely accept myself. You can alter this phrase so that it fits your problem, but it must not address someone else's. For example, you can't say, even though my mother is sick, I deeply and completely accept myself. You have to focus on how the problem makes you feel in order to relieve the distress it causes. It's better to address this situation by saying, even though I'm sad my mother is sick, I deeply and completely accept myself. 4. EFT tapping sequence. The EFT tapping sequence is the methodic tapping on the ends of 9 meridian points. There are 12 major meridians that mirror each side of the body and correspond to an internal organ. However, EFT mainly focuses on these 9. Side of hand, sometimes referred to as karate chop, KC, small intestine meridian. Top of head, TH, governing vessel. Eyebrow, EB, bladder meridian. Side of the eye, SE, gallbladder meridian. Under the eye, UE, stomach meridian. Under the nose, UN, governing vessel. Chin, CH, central vessel. Begin by tapping the side of the hand point while simultaneously reciting your setup phase 3 times. Then tap each following point 7 times, moving down the body in this ascending order. Eyebrow, side of eye, under the eye, under the nose, chin, beginning of the collarbone, under the arm. After tapping the underarm point, finish the sequence at the top of the head point. While tapping the ascending points, recite a reminder phrase to maintain focus on your problem area. If your setup phrase is, "Even though I'm sad my mother is sick, I deeply and completely accept myself," your reminder phrase can be, "The sadness I feel that my mother is sick." Recite this phrase at each tapping point. Repeat this sequence 2 or 3 times. 5. Test the final intensity. At the end of the sequence, rate your intensity level on a scale from 0 to 10. Compare your results with your initial intensity level. If you haven't reached 0, repeat this process until you do. EFT has been used to effectively treat war veterans and active military with PTSD. In a 2013 study, researchers studied the impact of EFT tapping on veterans with PTSD against those receiving standard care. Within a month, participants receiving EFT coaching sessions had significantly reduced their psychological stress. In addition, more than half of the EFT test group no longer fits the criteria for PTSD. There are also some success stories from people with anxiety using EFT tapping as an alternative treatment. The bottom line: while there's success stories, researchers are still investigating the effectiveness on other disorders and illnesses. If you decide to pursue this alternative therapy, consult with your doctor first to reduce the likelihood of injury or worsening symptoms. EFT is an alternative acupressure therapy treatment used to restore balance to your disrupted energy. It's been an authorized treatment for war veterans with PTSD, and it has demonstrated some benefits as a treatment for anxiety, depression, physical pain, and